These are my first headphones. My first good headphones. I had really, really crappy ones before, the 280 Pros. These headphones are 11 years old. And they've had the pads changed only once. I really let them go to hell, and then I changed them. So they're mildly new. But we had stress failures in the cracks, and I think I blew one of the drivers. It was a farting noise at certain volumes. So it's time to move on. And I was looking at these, the 380 Pros, because those are the 280 Pros. Let's add 100 and get the 380 Pros. And I didn't do it because I sampled the Brainwave HM5s at my friend, and I went, oh my god, this is what I've been missing. And I completely forgot about those and pushed them away and bought these. Now, someone was nice enough to send me a pair of 380s so I could actually give them a good listen, a long listen. I've been kicking these things around for over 2 weeks, and I'm apologizing because I should have had this review done way before now. Problem with these, like, I know what these sound like. I know what was wrong with them. I know what I was inflicting on my conscience for 9 years. And these are worse than these. Now, my friend who knows more about headphones, or is way more OCD about them, says all I did for the 380s was take the drivers out of the 280s, put them in different bigger cups, and it didn't help the sound at all. Then they try to resell them. Now, that's probably true. These are the biggest cups I think I've seen in headphones in a long, long time. Let's compare it to the 280s, in case you're looking at, oh, nasty 280s. Yeah, I knew they articulated that way. Of course they do. I mean, certainly deeper. We're looking at certainly deeper, and I think just overall, just a half-inch bigger. Now, the Brainwaves is a lot easier to compare. Let's just take the cup off. Ooh. Is it bigger than the Brainwaves? It may be. But, where the Brainwaves have this nice plush pleather, this beautiful, beautiful pleather, the 280 Pros have not nice plush pleather. I don't even know what you'd call this. It's the same material that's on the 280s, and it's just as bad. It's very, very sweaty. But they use this stuff in these two headphones because the claim to fame of the 280s and the 380s is the crazy ambient attenuation. I had these TX speakers playing Marilyn Manson, right? They were just like loud, like to the point where it was like, damn. And I said, oh, let me see if the audio engine's ready to go. And I put these on, and Marilyn Manson went away. And all I heard at slightly elevated volume, just a little baby bit above normal, like, listening volume, these blocked Marilyn Manson from 3 feet away. So, if I don't like their sound signature and I don't like the fact that they're sweaty, I love the fact that they could stop Marilyn Manson. Just stop him dead. These are like, I don't know if I'd go shooting with them, but remember when I said, oh, the Brainwaves, they block sound almost as good as my 280s. Well, these block sound better than my 280s. These block sound, all the sound. These are the headphones you got shit thrown at you when you're wearing. Now, let's go into build quality. The 280 Pros, I think most people will say, will last forever. Here's 11 years, daily use for 9. A couple trips down to Florida in the car with the family, thrown around, dropped. Nothing broke, except for, you know, I don't even remember where it broke, but something definitely went kersplunchen. Was it in the very top? I don't remember. Something's broken on there. But it took 9 years. And these don't fucking seem the same amount of longevity is going to happen. Because at least the articulation on these, you know, that squeak. That's funny, monkey. Oh, there's the brake. There you can see the brake. It's up here. Where these don't, that's it. They turn that much, and then you're literally... Look at the amount of force. These might have the most clamp force of any headphone. But again, 32 dB of attenuation. That's what these are for. The HM5s are tight. I don't like them when they're that tight. That's why I use the MVXs over those for pleasure listening. But these things, that's their default position. There's no... You have to literally bend, just start bending things. Oh, I feel like it's going to break. I feel like I'm going to break them right now. I feel like I'm going to break them right now. There's a third of the weight of these missing in these. So they're bigger, lighter, and worse. These are fucking monsters in weight compared to these. These also don't fold up as nicely as these, you know, fold in like 17 different orientations, and this, well, it does like that. That's how you store it in this box, by the way. This is the case it comes with. Okay. Yeah, you have to store it in that sort of way. That's, yeah, it looks nice and flat. It's a nice flat case. You don't usually get that with a headphone. Usually the cases are the big egg-shaped things. Comes with a 1/4-inch adapter, screw on, and comes with a detachable wire. Now, when I say detachable wire, and you say detachable wire, and you say, oh, my headphones have a detachable wire. HM5s have a nice, you know, there you go. Detachable left and right individually, mono. It's fine. How do you think the cable attaches from this? This is solely a detachable cable for the purposes of if you destroy this cable in a car door or something, you buy another one. No one's making you a custom cable for this. I think I've seen one in my research. Because this is a 2.5 millimeter. Here's a standard headphone, and here's what they're plugging in. So it's a 2.5 millimeter stereo, and it's on a 90 degree. Just rest it anywhere. And so let's say you bought a wire or built one that was 3.5 to 2.5, and you go to use it. Do you see this block that this goes into? There's grooves in the side, which means when you slide it in here perfectly straight, it keeps this from just ripping out downward. So you're sliding it straight into some slots. If you tried to DIY this, you probably wouldn't get to use those slots, and you'd literally just have a wire with a very, very fragile plug sticking in like this and then hanging down. So can't use a DIY wire on this. It's way the hell in there. So nice of them to offer a detachable wire, Sennheiser. What the hell are you doing? Why the hell would you make it that? That is literally a someone saying, we can make detachable headphones. How should we do it? Should we have it like a 1/8-inch plug, that like every other headphone with detachable, like that, but on one side in stereo? No, let's make it this crazy bullshit so that they can't buy anything else. You will not see Best in the Verse making cables for Sennheiser 380 Pros. That's another thing. It's only for this headphone. At least these, I could find other headphones that system will work in. This is retarded. Is it better or worse than the Hi-Fi-Mans? Up in the air. Maybe worse, because I don't think anyone's going to be able to find that goddamn thing. This might be the worst detachable cable. And you know what? I didn't even look to see if they sell shorter or straight cables. If it's just this, it's just like detachable cable, and then you buy the same one, then what the hell's the point? So yeah, there's German engineering. It is all perfect. Yeah. So, giant oval can. My friend the Yield was like, hey, they don't make any under $200 closed headphones that have oval pads and are comfortable. And other than the HM5s, they don't. I don't consider these good enough to compete. These are, I've seen them in people's lists. 280s are good DJ headphones, but people who buy these have, I hope you've listened to them beforehand and know what you're getting into, because the sound was disturbing when I first got them. I ripped them out of the box, plugged them into my Cowan portable, and I thought they were damaged in shipping. Because when you try to play them at a quiet level, which they're so sealed, you don't have to get loud. That's one of the things about open and closed headphones. Open headphones, if you want to overcome computer fans and cars outside and people talking, you got to turn them up. With a closed headphone, you get to turn the volume down and still enjoy it. Except with these, when you turn the volume down, they sound like tinny garbage ass. So I quickly learned that you have to turn them up. So now they're really quiet, and then you're turning them up, so now you got a lot of volume going on. And the sound stage on them is only slightly better than the M50s. Again, M50s I classified as a studio monitor for listening to things, and these will go in that same category. But where the M50s had exorbitant murder bass, these don't have any at all. No, there's low end here in the same way that, let me think of a good analogy really quick. These have low end like a Baskin Robbins ice cream cake has fiber. I'm sure there's fiber in it somewhere in there. It's in the ingredients. They added fiber. But it's mostly ice cream cake. And these don't have any low end to speak of. My 280s had more low end. And the HM5s, and I still consider these the most neutral closed headphones I've ever owned, they had low end. They had the right amount. Perfect, in my mind, level. Don't want any more, don't want any less. Wanted more low end from this. Where the fuck is the low end in these? I don't even know. I don't know. It's just stepped out. Like the drivers in this, it's just too big and cavernous an area for them to get low end. There's not enough space behind it. It's just, if I squeeze this, if I'm touching driver to the back, it can't be more than a ½ inch. I don't have one of those calipers that can measure like that. But this is just, there's no room for the driver. There's room for a driver to do something. It can shoot back. Here's driver. It's got this big, sandwich thickness air volume to deal with, and this doesn't. They might as well just glued the driver to the back of this. So low end ain't happening. What is happening on this is exaggerated highs, sibilance out the ass, just out the ass. I mean, if you're looking to listen to music, if you've just done music and you want to hear everything wrong with the highs, these will do that. If you're looking to get on an airplane that's going to crash and you don't want to hear it, these will do that. If you're looking to enjoy music, yes, I'd like to restart my computer now. If you're looking to enjoy music, just with a pair of headphones that cost around this much, buy HM5s. These are not a pleasure headphone. They're just not. These are like the Dodge Sprinter van of headphones. They accomplish a purpose, and I don't need that purpose. I don't need super quiet anymore. I ditched those, and I went for these, and they still block sound, but not as well. But, unless you absolutely know in your heart that you just need to block the shit out of everything, you don't need these. Unless you need to analyze high frequencies with pinpoint accurate, super accurate highs, they're just slightly too prevalent, then you don't need these. And unless you want to have a detachable cable that is absolutely fucking useless, you don't need these. There are alternatives to this that I am holding here. Let me put the pad back on. Wait, wrong way. My God, that was so hard to do. I did it upside down. Yeah, I want to take the pad off the 380. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not even sure how this is gonna. Oh my God, it's probably a nightmare. My 280 Pros are a pain. It was the vinyl had to stretch around that. It took a ½ hour to do. This, I'm not sure. I don't think it's just gonna pop off. Oh, one last thing before I end this suffering and put these on the recording rig. This is a smooth oval in here. And in here, there are those lumps from this. From where this enters, there is like an outcrop in there. And that's just unacceptable to have something in there that changes the physical shape of the place where your ear goes. I don't know if my ear hit that. My lobe probably hit that. My earlobe probably hit that. Yeah. Disappointed in you, Sennheiser. These things are going to snap, right? I mean, they're just going to break. because they don't articulate enough. They want that clamping force, and they get that clamping force, but I could just, that. Let me see, how hard is it to pull these apart? Actually, you know what? These are still probably more likely to break. Let me extend them a bit. Yeah, these feel like they're gonna break, but at least they're thick plastic. I can feel it, and there's metal here. This is just. Is that metal? That might be metal. It's got to be metal. It's the only thing that'll stand up. I worry real hard. Oh, by the way, it's missing the cap here. I worry you're going to break something. These would have to be made of metal. And the back, where it's attached, would have to be made of metal to satisfy me as for their longevity. They're not going to last 9 years. So, that's my physical review of these. I will give them a sound demo in a bit. Yeah. Too bad. They need to make these better, because Sennheiser just... People say Sennheiser cannot make a closed set of headphones, and they can only make open. And that very well might be true. What are the best headphones? Oh, Sennheiser HD650s or 600s. What about the 380s? And no one says a word. And that's why.